Falkirk Council, British Sign Language, BSL Plan, 2018 to 2024. Section 1. Contents. Section 2. Introduction. Name and contact details of lead officer. Where to find the BSL version of this plan. Section 3. Short summary of the plan. Section 4. Falkirk Council BSL National Plan. 4.1. Across all our services. 4.2. Family support, early learning and childcare. 4.3. School education. 4.4. Training, work and social security. 4.5. Health, including social care. Mental health and well-being. 4.6. Culture and the arts. 4.7. Democracy. Note: local authorities may wish to include actions on post-school education, transport and justice. These have not been included in the guidance as the relevant actions in the National Plan do not have implications for local authorities. Section 2. Introduction. This is the final BSL plan for Falkirk as required by BSL Scotland Act 2015. It sets out actions that Falkirk will take over the period 2018 to 2024. It follows the BSL National Plan 2017 to 2023, published on 24th of October 2017, which was developed through extensive engagement with the deaf and deafblind BSL users and those who work with them. The Falkirk Plan is framed around the same long-term goals as BSL National Plan. Falkirk Council have a commitment to supporting BSL, including in its tactile form. This English version of the plan will be translated and a period of consultation will take place for users of BSL/tactile BSL. This will be through engagement events and social media. Falkirk Council are committed to continued engagement around A. Implementing actions and B. Providing feedback on progress. The plan will be reviewed annually and will contribute to National Progress Report in 2020 and will be a live working document. The BSL plan of this plan can be obtained by contacting the lead officer. Name of lead officer: James Foley, Service Manager, 01324 504 046. james.foley@falkirk.gov.uk. British Sign Language BSL users can contact us via Contact Scotland-Bsl. Section 3. Short summary. The BSL plan for Falkirk will adopt the long-term goals for BSL in Scotland as set out in the Scottish Government British Sign Language National Plan 2017 to 2023. The plan for Falkirk will focus on improving access to a wide range of information and public services in BSL, investigating the level of BSL in our organisations, focusing on frontline staff including teaching staff, escorts, receptionists. Enabling BSL/BSL tactile users in decision-making that affects their lives and the lives of their children. Improve the experience of pupils who use BSL and tactile BSL, their transition through school to college, university and/or into employment. Improve access to health and social care, including access to mental health services for those who use BSL. Section 4. BSL National Plan for Falkirk Council. 4.1. Across all our services. We share the long-term goal for all Scottish public services set out in the BSL National Plan, which is, across the public sector, information and services will be accessible to BSL users. Action 1. Analyse existing evidence we have about BSL users in our organisation. Identify and fill key information gaps so that we can establish baselines and measure our progress. Due date, December 2024. Progress notes. BSL users are represented on the Board of Trustees of FVSC and at the Centre User Group, where they can be directly engaged and involved in the development of projects and activities that affect them. Assigned to VFSC. Action 2. Improve access to our information and services for BSL users, including making the Council's website more accessible to BSL users. Due date, December 2024. Progress notes. Falkirk Council are currently working on creating a new website that will be more accessible. Assigned to Falkirk Council. Action 3. Promote the use of Scottish Government's nationally funded BSL online interpreting video relay services called Contact Scotland-Bsl to staff and to local BSL users. This is a free service which allows BSL users to contact public and their sector services and for these services to contact them. Due date, December 2024. Progress notes. This is promoted via our social media pages and signature emails. Assigned to Falkirk Council. Action 4. Signpost staff who work with BSL users to appropriate BSL awareness training. Sub-actions. Appropriate BSL training and/or have training to be able to access online interpreting service at the single point of access. NHS Online BSL Awareness Training to be used. Due date, December 2024. Progress notes. Employees across Falkirk Council who have direct contact with the public who use BSL were invited to take part in a pilot programme. 10 participants. A 13-week top programme ran from the 7th of January 2020 to March 31st, 2020. The programme was delivered by S. Joyce, assessor/technician within the Sensory Centre. The original group of 10 participants decreased to 4 due to the service demands/personal circumstances. The taught element of the programme was interrupted due to the impact of COVID-19 at its completion stage. Progression onto the SQA assessment for H3PA 10 unit was unable to move forward due to COVID-19. Due to this interruption, the original pilot group had no access to ongoing support to continue with their BSL learning/practice, therefore unable to progress onto SQA qualification/assessment. Proposals being explored as to the delivery of future BSL programmes, remote/face-to-face. April 2021. Assigned to Falkirk Council Social Services Assessment Centre. 4.2. Family support, early learning and childcare. We share the long-term goal for all Scottish public services set out in the BSL National Plan, which is the Getting It Right for Every Child GIRFEC approach will be fully embedded with a deaf or deaf-blind child and their family offered the right information and support at the right time to engage with BSL. Action 5. Improve access to early years services for parents whose child is diagnosed as D-deaf or deafblind by developing information about BSL and deaf culture for service providers who support parents. Sub-actions. Continue to provide support to D-deaf family/child from a qualified teacher of the deaf, TOD, from diagnosis. Provide funding and opportunities for Windsor Park staff to develop their BSL signing skills further to achieve Level 3 and beyond. Continue to provide opportunities for parents/carers, extended families, and multi-agency services to learn BSL from TOD or BSL tutors. Continue to signpost families to the NDCS for projects such as Everyone Together. Continue to provide opportunities for early years education staff to achieve qualifications in BSL. The funding has reached for this. Continue to have designated early years provision Bantaskin Nursery for BSL users with Windsor Park staff facilitating/developing communications. Due date, December 2024. Progress notes. All D-deaf pupils and their families are supported by a fully qualified teacher of the deaf from diagnosis. Pupil equity funding has been used to fund staff and undertake Level 3/6 BSL. This is ongoing. BSL classes in Windsor Park have not been permitted since March 2020 due to COVID. Some classes were delivered via Zoom, and families/carers have also been signposted to Deaf Action for online classes. All FC education staff can access free BSL classes via Windsor Park. Deaf preschool learners requiring/preferring signed communication continue to attend Bantaskin Nursery. COVID restrictions have limited this. FVSS is promoted at every opportunity, and WP secondary students have been encouraged to attend the youth group online due to COVID. They have attended in very small numbers, however. WP students have established strong links with the centre. Family/pupils are regularly signposted to appropriate resources. Twitter is used daily and all relevant information is shared. BSL interpreters are booked for all meetings/events involving D-deaf parents. Assigned to Children's Services ASN Team, Windsor Park School and Sensory Support Service, Forth Valley Sensory Centre. Children's Services ASN Team, Windsor Park School and Sensory Support Service. Falkirk Council. Action 6. Assist families of D-deaf and deaf-blind children by ensuring that they have access to BSL resources as early as possible in their child's life. Sub-actions. Continue to provide deaf awareness training for education to multi-agency services in a wide variety of formats. Continue to promote the use of Forth Valley Sensory Centre to pupils and families as appropriate. Continue to provide information on BSL resources available on a variety of media platforms. Continue to provide or signpost to signing resources for literacy and numeracy. Continue to use media such as Twitter to share signs or information about BSL resources. Continue to ensure that BSL interpreting services are available throughout Falkirk Council for D-deaf parents. Due date: December 2024. Progress notes. FVSS is promoted at every opportunity, and WP secondary pupils have been encouraged to attend youth group online due to COVID. They have attended in very small numbers, however. WP primary pupils have established strong links with the centre. Family/pupils are regularly signposted to appropriate resources. Twitter is used daily and all relevant information is used. BSL interpreters are booked for all meetings/events involving D-deaf parents. Assigned to Children's Services ASN Team, Windsor Park School and Sensory Support Service, Forth Valley Sensory Centre, Falkirk Council. 7. Develop BSL resources and advice within key programs such as BookBug so that parents can be supported to interact with their child during the critical development phase. 8. Work with partners to support families to communicate with their D-deaf, deaf-blind child in the crucial early years, 0 to 8. All D-deaf pupils educated in FC have support from a qualified TOD. Universal Newborn Hearing Screening, UNHS, identifies children with hearing loss at birth and opportunities to learn BSL explored. All families are provided with unbiased, accurate information in order to make informed choices. Then supported in their choices, and BSL courses are available at WP for all parents. This has been restricted since March 2020, but some input has been provided via Zoom, and families have been signposted to Deaf Action for online classes. Continue to provide support to D-deaf family/child from a qualified teacher of the deaf, TOD, from diagnosis. All parents/carers of D-deaf CYP are encouraged to become a member of NDCS. Action. TODs will continue to provide unbiased, accurate information in regards to communication modes in order that families can make informed choices. Continue to provide opportunities for parents/carers, extended families and multi-agency services to learn BSL from TODs or BSL tutors. Re-establish the Windsor Park Toddler Group, providing a vital forum for parents/families to come together and share experiences on a regular basis. Provide BSL storytelling sessions at Falkirk libraries. This has been successfully re-established, but the group has been unable to meet since March 2020. Continue to develop a wide range of story bags with signed resources/stories. Child's plans are devised/regularly reviewed and updated by TODs and any other relevant agencies. The use of resources that travel to and from has been restricted during the pandemic. BSL Tutor has therefore produced videos of stories and shared via a YouTube channel. School children at Windsor Park will continue to have BSL receptive and productive skills, supported by TOD and BSL tutor and assessed accordingly. Child's plans are updated every term. BSL 1 delivered and assessed in Windsor Park Primary as appropriate. This has continued. BSL Level 1/2 being delivered in Windsor Park Secondary Department. P6 pupils are working towards BSL Level 1. All secondary pupils are working towards Level 1 and 2, with some senior pupils having recently achieved Level 2. We are now exploring possibilities of accessing Level 3 out of school hours, funded by PEF. Assigned to Falkirk Council, Children's Services ASN Team, Windsor Park School and Sensory Support Service. Action 9. Test new approaches to support older D-deaf and D/deaf-blind children, 8+, young people and their families, to learn BSL. Progress notes. Provide opportunities for TODs and support staff to attend relevant continuous professional development events. Sub-actions. All WP staff have opportunity to attend relevant CPD events linked to their annual ERD review. 4.3. School education. We share the long-term goal for school education set out in the BSL National Plan, which is: children and young people who use BSL will get the support they need at all stages of their learning so that they can reach full potential. Parents who use BSL will have the same opportunities as other parents to be fully involved in their child's education, and more pupils will be able to learn BSL at school. Action 10. Contribute to Scottish Government's investigations into the level of BSL held by teachers and support staff working with D-deaf and deaf-blind pupils in schools. Sub-actions. Contribute to a variety of ongoing research, including those by the Education and Culture Committee and Consortium for Research into Deaf Education, CRIDE. Due date, December 2024. Progress notes. WP HT contributes to all research that is asked of her. Assigned to Children's Services ASN Team, Windsor Park School and Sensory Support Service. Action 11. Take forward advice developed by Education Scotland to A. Improve the way teachers engage with parents who use BSL. Sub-actions. School, including Windsor Park, will continue to use Twitter and YouTube to communicate with BSL using parents/carers, i.e. newsletters, songs, hymns, and general updates. Due date, December 2024. Progress notes. Twitter, YouTube, etc. are used on a daily basis. We are currently updating our school handbook into a total communication version to reflect the communication policy of our school. BSL content will be available throughout. BSL content is regularly used by school staff to communicate with families. HT of Windsor Park has met with a representative from Education Services Communications Team, and a plan is now in place to trial the use of BSL interpreters to produce BSL versions of communications sent from Education Services to parents. Assigned to Children's Services ASN Team, Windsor Park School and Sensory Support Service. Action 12. Ensure parents who use BSL know that they can get further involved in their child's education. Sub-actions. Ensure that BSL and tactile BSL users know that they have a right to a qualified register interpreter and how they access and use the service. Provide training for parents on how to use an interpreter. Schools including Windsor Park will continue to host review meetings, Team Around the Child (TAC) meetings, and a variety of events for parents to attend, ensuring BSL interpreters are present where appropriate. Data stored centrally in regards to non-WP pupils with BSL using parents so that we know which schools to target. Due date, December 2024. Progress notes. These are currently online via Teams with interpreters present. Assigned to Children's Services ASM Team, Windsor Park School and Sensory Support Service, Action. 13. Work with Education Scotland to share advice and examples of good practice for education professionals and support staff about how to engage effectively with parents who use BSL. Sub-actions. Explore whether a national forum will be in place or whether this needs actioned locally. Due date, December 2024. Action. 14. Work with BSL users to develop information and advice on how parents who use BSL can get further involved in their child's learning. This work will be led by Education Scotland. Actions. BSL Glossary App, Science and Maths. BSL Dictionary Online. Due date, December 2024. Assigned to Education Scotland. Action. 15. Contribute to the SCILT programme of work to support the learning of BSL in schools for hearing pupils as part of the 1+2 programme, including sharing best practice and guidance. Sub-actions. Formalise the BSL lessons for some hearing pupils from various high schools who attend BSL lessons at Windsor Park after school. Also those offered BSL lessons in Falkirk High School. Due date, December 2024. Progress notes. Currently mainstream pupils at Falkirk High School can opt for BSL during their weekly wider achievement period. This does not constitute enough study hours for any formal qualifications to be achieved. Assigned to Children's Services ASN Team, Windsor Park School and Sensory Support Service. Post-school education. We share the long-term goal for school education set out in the BSL National Plan, which is BSL users will be able to maximise their potential at school, will be supported to transition to post-school education if they wish to do so, and will receive the support they need to achieve the potential in their chosen subjects. Action. 16. Pupils should be supported to find a positive destination when leaving high school. Sub-actions. Provide transition support for young people linking into college, currently WP. Provide support for interviews/work experience, preparation and attending. Due date, December 2024. Progress notes. Support is provided at these times of transitions by WP and Falkirk High School staff. Intense support is provided to senior students to prepare for positive destinations to college/work. Work experiences have not been permitted since March 2020. Assigned to Children's Services ASN Team, Windsor Park School and Sensory Support Service. Employability Project. FVSC is working in partnership with Falkirk See Here to set up and deliver an employability project which is designed to help increase the chances of gaining employment or training for people with sensory loss, including BSL users. Assigned to FVSC. (4.4) Training, Work and Social Security. We share the long-term goal for training, work and social security set out in the BSL National Plan, which is: BSL users will be supported to develop the skills they need to become valued members of the Scottish workforce, so that they can fulfil their potential and improve Scotland's economic performance. They will be provided with support to enable them to progress into their chosen career. Action 17. Signpost pupils and students to a wide range of information, advice and guidance in BSL about their career and learning choices and transition processes. Part of developing our young workforce DYW strategy. Progress notes. WP senior pupils receive intense input from their TODs at these transition stages, working closely with the Falkirk High School careers advisors and agencies such as NDCS, BA and Deaf Action. Assigned to Children's Services ASN Team, Windsor Park School and Sensory Support Service. Action 18. Work with partners who deliver employment services and with employer groups already supporting employability. For example, the Developing the Young Workforce DYW regional groups to promote more diverse recruitment and provide specific advice on the needs of BSL users so that they are clear about their responsibilities. Assigned to Falkirk Council. Action 19. Raise awareness of the UK Government's Access to Work ATW scheme with employers and representative organisations and with BSL users themselves, so that the BSL users who are employed, including those who are undertaking a modern apprenticeship, can benefit from the support available. Due date December 2024. 4.5. Health, including social care, mental health and well-being. We share the long-term goal for health, mental health and well-being set out in the BSL National Plan, which is: BSL users will have access to the information and services they need to live active, healthy lives and to make informed choices at every stage of their lives. Action 20. A. Signpost BSL users to health and social care information available in BSL, to be produced by NHS Health Scotland and NHS 24. B. Develop complementary information in BSL about local provision as appropriate. Sub-actions. Information developed to be available on social media platforms. Work in partnership with corporate communication to develop Falkirk Council's website. Due date June 2024. Progress notes. This continues to be delivered successfully on our social media channels. Assigned to Training/Sensory Team, Falkirk Council. Action 21A. Through integration boards, ensure that psychological therapies can be offered on a fair and equal basis to BSL users. Sub-action. Frontline staff to be prioritised for training in BSL awareness. Clear referral pathway for psychological services will be developed for BSL users. Due date June 2024. Progress notes. Training programs have been designed and are waiting to go live. Assigned to Training/sensory team. Action 22. Take steps to improve access to information about sport and local sports facilities and sporting opportunities. Sub-action. Frontline staff to be prioritised for training in BSL awareness. Progress notes. Training is due to start in autumn for this year, 2021. Limited numbers due to COVID-19 restrictions. Assigned to Training/sensory team. Action 23. Ensure that any local work to tackle social isolation and loneliness makes explicit reference to the experience and needs of BSL users. Sub-actions. A system is in place across NHS FV and Falkirk Council for assessing and booking interpreters. This information is to be redistributed to all departments. Partnership working with Sensory Centre to engage those who feel socially isolated. Partnership working between Sensory Team and Communication Care teams. Progress notes. FVSC have an established social group called Talk and Sign, made up of the deaf community. This group meets monthly and gets involved in a variety of activities, all aimed at promoting engagement, social interaction and well-being. The group also has their own Facebook group on the FVC Facebook account. Assigned to FVSC. 4.6. Culture and the Arts. We share the long-term goal for culture and the arts set out in the BSL National Plan, which is BSL users will have full access to the cultural life of Scotland, an equal opportunity to enjoy and contribute to culture and the arts, and are encouraged to share BSL and deaf culture with the people of Scotland. Action 24. Enable BSL users to take part in culture and the arts as participants, audience members and professionals. Sub-actions. Continue to book touring acts, shows and films that use BSL, e.g. Power in Our Hands, Ray Bradshaw, whenever these are available. Ongoing. The FVSC Talk and Sign group have attended BSL signed musical performances, visited the Kelpies and other visitor attractions out with the area and plan to continue to access cultural and other events in this way. Provide BSL interpretation for in-house theatre productions wherever possible. Progress notes. No progress on this so far. In-house productions stopped due to COVID. Make the process of booking tickets or inquiring about shows easier for BSL users. Train staff in communication with BSL users, ensure they are confident and welcoming. Due date: December 2024. FVSC History Group has good attendance from the deaf community, where the group invites speakers to talk about local and national history. For example, Titanic, Canal Railway, Callender House. These sessions have had BSL interpretation provided. HipFest programme. Continue to provide BSL interpretation at the annual Hippodrome Silent Film Festival. Ongoing. HipFest programme has included a BSL interpreter for the past 3 years, including talks when the festival moved online for 2020. Action 25. Support professional pathways to enable BSL users to consider a career in culture and the arts. Sub-actions. Establish links with the BA Performance in BSL and English course at the Conservatoire Glasgow to explore placement opportunities for students. Due date, December 2024. Progress notes. There has been one occasion where an alumni from the Conservatoire has used FTH Studio for rehearsal space. This was a helpful link to establish and could work going forward. Assigned to Culture and the Arts. Action 26. Increase information in BSL about culture and the arts on websites and at venues. Sub-actions. All frontline staff to be trained and provided information on BSL. Some staff have been trained but not all yet. Basic greetings have been shared via posters in buildings. A couple of staff have been learning BSL during lockdown. Welcome videos will be created for BSL users in cultural venues. Budgets became an issue for this just as we found a company able to do this for us. Due date, Due 2024. Assigned to Culture and the Arts. Action 27. Improve access to the historical environment, cultural events, performing arts and film for BSL users. Sub-actions. Work towards sign integrated performances, in particular for Panto. Due December 2024. HipFest Programme and Marketing. Continue to provide BSL interpretation for promotion and presentation at the annual Hippodrome Silent Film Festival and ensure HipFest includes interpreters wherever possible. Ongoing. The Calendar House development plan now includes providing BSL interpretation for visitors. This is a long-term goal which will change with developments in-house. Progress notes. Build BSL provision into long-term changes to Calendar House. The working group of this project is aware of this. Assigned to Culture and the Arts. 4.7. Democracy. We share the long-term goal for democracy set out in the BSL National Plan, which is, BSL users will be fully involved in democratic and public life in Scotland, as active and informed citizens, as voters, as elected politicians, and as board members for our public bodies. Action 28. Take opportunities to promote the Access to Elected Office Fund locally, which can meet the additional costs of BSL users wishing to stand for selection or election in local or Scottish Parliament elections. Due date 2024.